So many people looked down on her, but if only they'd taken the time to get to know her, they would see that she wasn't so different. She'd just got washed along with the tide. She smelt of cheap liquor, nicotine and bad choices. All of her worldly goods were in a shoebox, held together with an elastic band, and she wished she had a larger one that she could use to hold her life together. All that was good seemed to have been washed away with the rain, and every turn brought her to another locked door. Her shoes felt as though they were made of stone. She didn't seem able to put one foot in front of another. She couldn't even cry. God knows she had tried, but there wasn't anything left. Just a void, just a barren void. What was left of her emotions was frozen. She called herself Galatea. That wasn't her real name. Her real name was something much more mundane. Now, she'd chosen that from On the Road by Jack Kerouac. It was her favourite novel. She still had a battered copy. There were grubby fingerprints throughout. She must have read it 24 times. She'd always planned to take that trip that Sam Paradise and Dean Moriarty had taken in the novel, but life had turned on her. And now she was so far away from where she used to be. Now she sells her body under cover of the night in avenues and alleyways and hotel beds. She wants to get off this ride because she knows that the longer she stays on it, the greater the damage will be done. So she hopes Lady Luck will give her another spin of the dice. But when the sun goes down and natural light is replaced by those neon ones that cast sinister shadows, the 9-to-5ers come searching for action with raging libidos and money to burn, and she has bills to pay. They all want a piece of her. She needs the cash. She tries so hard to keep afloat, but after all the bridges that she's burnt, after all the doors that have shut in her face, the hole just keeps swallowing her up. She wants out. She wants out. Why did her prayers always fall on deaf ears? Why did people cross the road to avoid her? People looked at her like she belonged in the trash. The funny thing was, she knew they would be shocked if they knew where she'd come from. She could teach them a thing or two about the absurdities of life. How quickly things change in the blink of an eye. She had watched her life falling apart in front of her, and there wasn't a damn thing she could do about it. Sometimes there was a glimmer of her old self. Every now and again a smile would slip through that harsh exterior, but it never lasted. She smoked more than she should. Her teeth and her fingernails showed signs of this, and she drank cheap gin from discount stores, a far cry from the days when she used to frequent swanky wine bars, when she was somebody, when people listened to what she had to say, when her words meant something. But frayed mats had replaced the red carpets, and the Parisian sunsets and Monte Carlo glamour had been replaced by the dark streets of this moribund town. She was stuck, a million miles away from her old life, so she just lay back and go through the motions as various men act out some kind of fantasy. She never wanted to be one of those headless people who run around aimlessly, changing shape like chameleons change colour to fit into their surroundings, waiting for a change in fortunes but knowing Lady Luck would never pay their dues. She hated herself for becoming this person that she no longer recognised. Now she says her dreams have all been spent. She is the mistress of vagueness. She has spent so much time plucking around the edges, trying to get beyond the subtle undertones. She knew that she was living on borrowed time. She needed somebody to help her get back on track, because once upon a time she was one in a million. People need to see that there is more to her than meets the eye. For now though, all she can do is bide her time. Hold on tight and keep searching for an exit that will lead to a better ride.